Okay, we're back. We're in this little town that we found. There is no manual save option in this, is there? I don't think there is, so we're just gonna keep going. See if we can keep outrunning the dredge. Only just outside the village when two men in red approach. "My name is Hogan," says one, gesturing to the other. "My brother is Mogan. Many from the village wish to join you to Frostvalir." The third man, exuding rage, charges up to the group. "Shut your mouth, Hogan," he screams. What's going on? These bastards don't speak for us. They've been trying to divide the village since you got here. True. You can keep whoever wants to stay and die. The rest of us will go with the reasonable people of Skogar. I'll have you both gutted before I let half the village desert." Behind the angry villager, a mob of armed thugs have appeared, all furrowed brows and nervous stares. "You both know what will happen to the rest of us if the fields are abandoned. Nobody leaves. Let your people decide on their own. I don't want anything to do with this. Say nothing. There won't be anything to tend once the dredge arrive." I'm gonna say, I like this one. There won't be anything to tend once the dredge arrive. Dredge my ass. I don't know what the scam is this time, Hogan, but you've got two choices. Get back to work or I'm finally putting you in the ground. Hogan, what do you say? Thought it was unfair that he only asked me. Mogan draws his axe slowly, followed by Hogan. Despite their confidence, the brothers are significantly outnumbered. "I think I make a poor farmer." "Settle this yourselves, don't get involved. I won't kill men for defending their homes. Side with the villagers. However, let's make this a fair fight. Side with the brothers." I kind of don't want to get involved, but I have a distinct feeling that we can recruit these two brothers if we get involved. But this village leader is a dick. He's being a dick. Let's side with the brothers. Ira steps forward. The thugs hesitate. As you pull your axe, you notice that Alette is nowhere to be seen. Okay, what are you? You're a thrasher. Hogan and his brother Mogan have gotten the same question their entire lives. You don't find many twins about, and even fewer who know how to use an axe. Hogan tends to be the more level-headed of the two, which may explain why he ended up with a child and wife. Okay. What is his ability? Bloody Flail. The character strikes multiple times, randomly hitting his opponent for 1 strength or 1 armor damage. On the last hit, Bloody Flail does damage equal to 1 plus 1 for each ally standing adjacent to him. The last hit will randomly damage strength or armor. Bloody Flail does direct damage, making it useful even when the character is near death. For this reason, it also does a good job of taking out wounded enemies who still have a lot of armor by bypassing it completely. Okay. And he's also got Shield Wall. Okay. So I think bumping him... Oh, are they both Thrashers? They're both Thrashers. Mogan and his brother Hogan have got the same question. Mogan tends to be the sort of to act first and think later. This may explain the scar, among other things. Okay. Even feel you know how to use an axe. Mogan tends to be... Okay. So they're twins. I take it... Yeah, he's got the same thing. He's also got Shield Wall. Okay. Okay. So we want the archers I want the archers last, I think. +1 to break. Yeah, let's give her dodge. We'll give him the normal horn. Okay. Got the Varl first, then the Shieldman. 10, 8, 5, 2, 8, 10, 5, 2. Of course. They're the same. Okay. Alright, let's go. Like that. Shields all in the front. Yeah, alright. Now, if I recall, there's not a way to do like non-lethal, is there? No, there's not. Alright. I like the Thrasher. You really can't reach him? Okay, you can't do that, so let's do a rain of arrows here. Rook doesn't go for a long time. Yeah, I think we give this guy a mollywop, because... No, he didn't go for it! Damn, that guy breaks a lot of fucking armor. Okay, do bloody flail again. This guy's a higher level of renown, so let's go for him instead. Yeah. Get this guy. Yeah, now she's gonna start picking people off. Now he can take this guy. Jesus. Rook can move through people. So I can move back through, and then we can shoot him, because Rook's amazing. Okay, he deflected. That's... You can shoot him for 4. Pretty good. We didn't drop anyone. We didn't. I really like the shield wall tactic. 7 renown. Okay. Your brothers thank you with wide grins. Soon many of the villagers have joined your caravan. You scan around anxiously for Alette, who had gone missing when the fighting began. Eventually you find her watching from afar. Hogan returns at that moment, introducing you to his son and wife, and you soon set out again. 165 clansmen. Good God. We got some supplies too, so I think that was the right call. Alette marches quietly alongside the caravan, a little distant since leaving the village. When you stop for a rest, Oddleaf approaches you both. Alette, I have something for you. Oddleaf has gathered up the long banner from the caravan, and smiles warmly as she passes it to Alette. What's this about? I was hoping you'd sew up the banner with everything that has happened since we left Saga. I forgot about this. The whole... The clan banner. I forgot that they do this. It's really cool. Come find me another time, Rook, and we'll talk. Before you comment, she departs. Dad? Are you the chief now? I don't know. I guess I'll have to find out later. It looks that way. It looks that way. Oh. Then that means... You're both quiet for a moment. while Alette unfurls the banner. Oddleaf has been teaching me how to sew. She speaks pretty highly of you. Can we read the part about Mom? You nod. On the banner has been sewn the story of the families who have lived in Skager through the years. just as is done on every banner in every town. I wish she was here, but I'm kind of glad she isn't. The section of banner about your family is short, but Alette has been sewing in colorful designs. Why do you say that? So she doesn't have to deal with all of this dredge, leaving home, and... Why did you have to kill those men in the village? I mean, if it's okay to ask. They would have killed others. I'm more worried about why you disappeared. I had to make a hard choice. I had to make a hard choice, yeah. Because the dredge are terrifying. Every time we have to fight them, I just want to run, but... I don't want to kill a person, please. Are you mad at me? I'm glad you don't want to. Alette smiles at this. Then her face sinks again. I guess I would do it if I really had to, but do we have to? I know what you mean. Yeah, I know, Dad. I think you're doing a good job. She hugs you. You spend the rest of your time together, sewing new verses into the banner. For better or worse, the story of Saga is your burden now. Oof. Oof. Oh boy. Let's look at heroes. Did anyone... No one leveled up. Okay, and we've got... So... This is where things are going to get interesting, because we've got more people than we do slots. So let's see, 9, 10, 12, 3, 2. 9, 10, 12, 3, 2. 9, 9, 13, 3, 2. Okay. Eight, 10, 5, 3, 8, 10, 13, 3, 2. I'm going to have to fiddle around a little bit here and decide what we need. I'll have to consider in a bit here. We might try to level everyone kind of equally. I'm not quite sure yet. How are you doing, Odd? I'm alright. Not at first. Sometimes when a loved one dies, people say it doesn't sink in for a while. It sunk in for me right away. People tell me I'm a strong woman. It's funny. My father named me Oddleaf before I was even born. He wanted a boy so badly. Strong woman. What does that even mean? People look up to you. It means you're going to be okay. I never cared for that expression. People look up to you. Yeah. Don't take this the wrong way, but I don't want to be known for handling my feelings. If I feel nothing about my husband dying, people think I'm strong. If I cry because my insides feel like they're on fire, I'm weak. Why does that feel so backwards? I'm sorry, Rook. It's been hard. You're not sure what to say. In the many years you've known the chieftain's wife, this is probably the most you've ever talked. You asked me to come find you. Yeah, it's about the banner. I thought about it a long time. He asked me to give it to you, you know, if something happened. Why me? He always depended on you, Rook. It should be mine. I could carry it, but I thought about why he named you. I get it. They won't follow a woman. Families would leave. Our banner would be divided. Yeah, there's... I think they would follow you is probably not true. For me. I get where she's coming from. I would vouch for you, yeah, but they still wouldn't. You're probably right. Yeah. I think just... Look, it's not just about our small town. What happens to the first time we meet something from another clan? What happens when someone thinks they can take advantage of us? I think this is what has to happen. I rely on you. I'll do my best. Maybe this is what it means to be a strong woman. I rely on you. I'll be there when I can. Just don't expect any miracles. Listen, I know I dragged this out. The truth is, my husband and I could never have a child. I don't want our banner to end here. It'll be safe with you and Alette. I know you're going to take care of her. She puts her hand on your shoulder as she heads back to the camp. +5 renown. Okay. What's our morale looking like? We have good morale. Okay, we have good morale. We've got 9 days of supplies. I think it's time we keep it moving. I want to get to Frostvalir. At a small split in the trail, a few fighters stop to speak with you, each carrying a single pack. We recognize this place, one man says. Spent several years here with some kin. If they're still around, we have to warn them what's coming. With luck, we'll find you again in less than a week. Wish the fighters well, send them off with extra supplies, remind everyone that they're free to do as they please. You think you'll survive out there on your own? Yeah. The men look at each other somberly before one says, "That's why we have to go. Out here alone, our kin are as good as dead." They check the straps of their packs once more and depart. Alright. I get it. Complaints of Rafnoviter's excessive drinking have resurfaced. This time the man stumbled over some tent ropes, pulling the snag canvas to the campfire, nearly setting a supply wagon aflame. Clansman put out the fire on both the wagon and the wrestler's leg before leading him to you. This man drinks nothing but water from now on. Slurring his way through promises to quit being such a nuisance. Many of the onlookers snort or roll their eyes, but go back to their business. Somehow you doubt it'll be long before he manages to find another drink, whether you allow it or not. Okay, if this happens again, I'm kicking him out. Dredge, shouts a man from the back of the caravan. It's Rosvintir, an unabashed drunk, staggering toward you, looking not entirely sober. He screams again, pointing to trees in the distance. Fear races through the caravan as fighters pull their weapons, scouts return with no sightings, and furious men surround Raf's Navar. At your yourselves just in case. There'll be time for that later, you tell the men. For now, we take no chances. A full day of uneasy rest passes with no sign of dredge. The caravan is annoyed by the scare and the delay. Eventually, he bursts into laughter, and you're sure there were never any dredge. Not long after, he goes missing. No one searches for him or seems to mind. Well...
Once a strong, thriving city, the walls of Frostweller now just keep the howling winds at bay. With luck, they'll hold out against dredge as well.
I love our big long banner now. It's so pretty. You jostle through fallow crowds of sunken faces who appear as though they've been freezing in front of Frostweller for days. The gates are closed. You come to a stop at the bottom of the hill. Uh-oh. I don't like this. This is not looking good. Why are there so many people in the fields? We can't stay outside in the open like this. Oddly finds you amongst the many refugees. Rook, I just talked to some of the other women here. Nobody's being let into the city. Why? It's overrun with Varl from Blotzbralker, Greyhorn, people from Bitra, all the nearby villages. The dredge are everywhere. And the chieftain as Frostweller has locked himself in the Great Hall. That's why they closed the gates. When the dredge come, these hills will run red. We have to get in there. We're getting in the walls somehow. I want to know more about what's going on in there. Let's lay low for now and see what happens. Where else could we go? I don't know what to do. Where else could we go? With our whole caravan? South, but Sigerholm or Borsgard are so far away, they may as well be horseborn lands. The dredge are moving south. If we keep going west, we might get out of their path. Wormtoe is half as far as Sigerholm, and full of Varl. And across the wastes. These people won't make it. I don't like any of these ideas. That's because they're all bad. There's no point talking about leaving. We have to get in there. I want to know more about what's going on in there. I see a lot of people gathered around the rest houses at the gates. We could find out what they know. And how would we get in anyway? They closed the gate. I can get that gate open. Let's see if there's any other way before we start breaking down gates. I wasn't going to break it. Just push really hard. It's gonna Game of Thrones it. We've got the market, so let's check our market here. Ceremony deck calling card in a hidden place in the body, giving enemies second thoughts about getting too close. Okay. Padded undercoat. Symbolizing a chieftain's will passed on from father to son and kender to kender. This sounds like something we should have to prove that Rook is a chief. We'll consider that here in a bit. Well, okay, let's... That's 10. I don't know if we need this. This I'm gonna get. That seems like something we should have. Do we stock up on food? I think we do. I think we're bathing in renown right now. I think it's honestly best to stock up on supplies while we can. because I have a very distinct feeling we're not going to get to stay here very long. Let's go to the gate. You approach the gate, where hundreds of people have gathered in the trodden, bloody space in front of the doors. Several pincushion bodies lay unclaimed, as though they simply belonged there. Archers up on the walls make it clear that nobody will be getting in. Men and women below intermittently call for mercy and reason, while they're not flinging stones or curses. Find out more from the crowd. I spend an hour talking to different people who all have the same story. A couple of days ago, the chieftain shut himself in, closed the gates, and refused any more refugees. They've got huge stores of supplies in there too, adds one man. They're just hoarding them. Egil pulls you aside. I was following the outside of these walls, he says, and there's a water passage we could squeeze through, I think. Not the whole caravan, but if a handful of us get in, we might open the gates from inside. Shout at the guards. We're from Saga! Open the gates! You shout to the archers, not expecting much. You get as much response as you expected. Archers up on the walls make it clear that I will give minimum bill and I'm call for mercy and things. Ivor, did you really expect to push these gates open? I'm willing to try, grunts Ivor, despite sizing up the doors. It looks like they could hold back an army. And when men start shooting arrows and pouring out to stop you, then you kill them, he says. You're not sure this was the most sound plan. We're not doing this. This is a terrible idea, you say. We don't even know how many are in there. Ivor folds his arms. He seems almost relieved that he didn't have to live up to his earlier boast. Leave the gates and try something else. You leave the crowds and head back down the hill. There are a lot of people gathered around the rest of the houses, says Oddleaf, pointing. Maybe we can find help there, or at least make ourselves useful. I think it's Egil. I think Egil's idea. Where do we... You spend a whole day at the rest houses. Everyone gives you the same story. The chieftain just shut himself into the great hall and closed the gates. There are a lot of wounded people here, adds Alette. We could help them. Egil pulls you aside. I followed the outside of the city walls, he said, and there's a water passage we can squeeze through, I think. Might be able to open the gates from the inside. We're gonna check out the water passage. We can't just stay out here. There's so many refugees out here. When the dredge show up, they're all gonna die. Check out the water passage. I'm not fitting through there, says Ivor when you arrive at the narrow ducts. Go without me. It looks like it'll get you on top of the walls and then down to the gate where you can open it. Wait for us at the gate, Ivor. We'll be quick. When Egil said water, you should have guessed runoff. Still, you managed to squeeze your way through the stonework and force your way past an iron gate. You take stairs to the top of the walls, and as you approach the gates, armed men take notice. They don't ask questions. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, well, I think we're going to have to do this one in the next episode. So, when we come back, we'll try to get the gates open out of Frostvalir and see what we can manage to do here. I'm not entirely sure opening the gates and letting in everyone is the best idea either, because we're just going to end up going through the supplies, but our people need safety, so we're getting in. Alright. When we come back, we'll see how this shit show is gonna go, unfortunately. I'm not optimistic for our chances, even if we get the gates of this city open, though.